That night when Sarah joked about having an open relationship, I laughed. At first, I brushed it off as just another thoughtless remark, something people say when they're tired and not thinking much. Imagine it, she said, leaning back on the couch with a teasing glint in her eyes. You, me, and whoever else we want. Completely open. I chuckled. Yeah, sure, Sarah. But there was something behind her smile. Playful, yes, but also probing. That's when it dawned on me. Not every joke is just a joke. Some are subtle invitations. Little hints at what someone might actually want to explore. We'd been married for 6 years. In the beginning, our love was full of laughter, passion, and spontaneity. But lately, that spark had dimmed, fading like an old photograph left out in the sun. Every time I reached for her, she'd pull away. Too tired, too stressed, not in the mood. I had tried patience. I had tried empathy. I had tried everything. But patience can only stretch so far when affection is met with indifference. So when she tossed out that open relationship comment, something inside me shifted. It wasn't anger, it was clarity. I wanted to see just how serious she was, what she would do if I mirrored her words back to her. The following week, I decided to test it. Casually, I told her I'd been talking to someone new, someone interested in meeting me. I asked if she'd be okay with that. Her laugh froze halfway. Wait, you're serious? I nodded calmly. Of course. I'm respecting your wishes. You wanted an open relationship. I'm just following the rules. Suddenly, the room grew smaller. The air got heavier. She fidgeted, avoiding my eyes, realizing the gravity of what she'd said. The next 4 days were tense. She tried to backtrack. It was just a joke, but I didn't budge. My goal wasn't to hurt her. It was to show her what happens when words turn into actions. Then came the night that changed everything. I came home with quiet confidence and told her I'd met someone for dinner. Her reaction was instant: shock, confusion, a flicker of fear. I could almost see her thoughts racing as she tried to reconcile her careless words with the reality in front of her. A husband who didn't joke. Watching her shift from amusement to unease, I finally understood the real power of intention. Words are easy. Actions reveal truth. The next morning, she could barely look at me. The teasing glimmer in her eyes was gone, replaced with a cautious tension I hadn't seen in years. She tried to act normal, but every word was careful, deliberate, like walking through a minefield. I stayed calm. I didn't accuse, argue, or demand. I simply acted as though I was giving her exactly what she asked for, and that was what unsettled her most. By midweek, her anxiety broke through the silence. Are you really going to meet her? She asked one evening, nervously twisting her hair. Yes, I said evenly. You wanted an open relationship. I'm showing you I can honor that. Her lips parted, but no words followed. That silence said more than anything she could have spoken. It didn't take long for the tension to reach its peak. One night, while I was making coffee, she approached me slowly. You know, she said hesitantly, I didn't think you'd actually go through with it. Without turning around, I gave a faint smile. I don't treat words like jokes, Sarah. If you say it, I believe it. Actions follow words, that's how it works. She froze. The reality hit her. Her careless remark had consequences, immediate and real. For 4 days, she kept her distance. But I noticed subtle changes. Longer glances, gentle touches, tiny gestures that showed she was rethinking everything she'd said. The balance had shifted. She had thought she could test me, push limits, see if I'd stay passive. But I hadn't stayed still. I had acted. And in that, she saw the man she'd underestimated. By the week's end, she came to me with wide eyes, a mix of disbelief and understanding. I didn't think you'd actually do it, she said softly. I thought it was just a joke. I met her gaze, calm and steady. It wasn't a joke. You said it, and I listened. You wanted an open relationship. I just showed you what that really looks like. Her face softened, her guard slowly falling. She didn't say much after that, but the silence between us spoke volumes. She finally understood that words have weight, and actions define truth. That realization changed everything. Over the next weekend, she tried to act as though things were normal again, but the energy between us was different. She spoke more cautiously now, thought through every word, aware that my actions would always match my promises. One evening, she sat beside me quietly before finally saying, I didn't realize how serious you were. I thought I could say things and nothing would change. I looked at her, steady and calm. Words mean nothing without action. You wanted freedom, Sarah, but freedom without responsibility is meaningless. I only gave your words their consequence. Her eyes widened, filled not with anger, but with realization, a quiet mixed with fear. This wasn't about punishment. It was about understanding the truth she'd invited in. Days passed, and she became more sincere. No more teasing, no careless remarks. Every interaction was deliberate, thoughtful, real. That boundary she once toyed with had become a mirror, reflecting her intentions back at her. By the end of the month, she sat me down and said softly, "I want to make this work. I finally understand what you meant when you said actions speak louder than words. I see now how serious you are about us." I nodded, letting her words settle. This was never about revenge or control. It was about restoring honesty in a relationship that had started to crumble under carelessness. Her awareness, her change, her sincerity, that was what mattered. That night, for the first time in months, we talked openly and honestly. The tension dissolved, replaced by understanding and respect, the foundation we had lost. Sarah had wanted to test the limits. Instead, she learned the lesson she never expected. Seriousness matters. Words without commitment are hollow. And for the first time, she understood that love, trust, and connection aren't built on jokes or impulses. They're built through consistent action. From that night on, the open relationship joke never came up again. It became our turning point, a reminder that words carry power and actions reveal truth. We moved forward not as two people testing boundaries, but as partners who finally understood that true commitment is proven, not promised.